I'm gonna show you how to fix loose buttons on your jacket so that way you can wear it with confidence and like your jacket's not gonna pop open, because don't want that, especially when it's cold. So to do this, you really don't need much. All you'll need is thread to match obviously the button and maybe like the material inside, whatever you want to cloak it with. Cloak, I have jackets on my mind. Okay, so for mine, let's just get this straightened. As I said earlier, I had done already the top button. As you can see, it's quite secure now, but the rest of the buttons are quite loose, especially this bottom one. It's like hanging literally, well, by a couple of threads, but I don't know how long that'll last. So essentially what I did is I grabbed black thread to match the button as well as the thread that's already within. So you always want to try to choose a thread to obviously match, unless you're trying to go for a look where the thread is more obvious or you could see it. So I had already done this off camera, but I just threaded the needle and I knotted it like 3 times. You don't have to do it that many times. To be honest, you can do it like once. I just do it 3 times because I'm paranoid that it'll slip through and whatever. So I don't need to explain anymore. Okay, so for the button, I'm gonna start with the second one because like I said, I did the first. You're gonna first place it where you want it to be. You could obviously do this more accurately in the sense you can use a measuring tape and secure it to make sure it's in perfect alignment. But if you're like me and you don't care that much, as long as it like visually like, oh, I'm looking at it, it's fine. We're gonna go ahead. Okay, so I placed it to be in alignment with the top so it doesn't wiggle around. And we're actually gonna go from the inside going out of the button. So from the inner part of the material. And we're doing this so that way the knotted end will be on the inside of the jacket, like so, and not be on the outer side. Not like it would matter that much because it would be discreet within the button anyway, but just for cleanly visual aesthetic sake purposes, we're doing it that way. Okay, so we have it through and we're gonna loop it through the same side of the buttonhole. And we're gonna do the 2 sides, because as you can see, there's 4 holes here. So we're gonna do the first 2 sides together because that's how the original thread looked. I'm gonna show a close-up in a second. And we're just gonna go back and forth between those 2 holes within the button a couple of times. And sometimes it can be like you have to like poke a few times just because it's hard to see, especially through such a large coat, where exactly like you have to puncture through. So see, sometimes it takes a few times. Just go back and forth. One more time, and then we're gonna switch to the other one. Okay, so that I did that a couple of times, and then to knot off what we have just done, what we're gonna do is not actually pierce through to the other side of the jacket, but on the same side, just pierce surface level. So that way you're on the same exact side of the jacket and pull it through and see how that kind of creates that loop. So we're gonna knot it off. So that way this line of thread doesn't get undone. Oh, and you'll need a pair of scissors to cut the thread after. So one side of the button is now secured and we're gonna do the other. So I'm just re-knotting the thread after cutting it because there's still enough thread that I can use it for the other part of the button. So again, same exact idea, but we're just going on the other side of the button. So see how it's already way more secure, but it just needs obviously that extra oomph. So again, from the other side, piercing through the other 2 holes within the button, and then same thing, looping up and down a couple of times. And same exact thing as I had said before, you're gonna pierce the surface level of this side of the coat. And same thing with that loop, you're gonna create another knot to secure the button. And that's it. It takes honestly like no time at all. I would say less than 5 minutes. And well, per button maybe, like for collectively, this will probably take me about 15 minutes to complete, but then you have your Revive jacket and she's ready for the world, just like you are.